Welcome to the In the Court Show. I'm your host, Mr. B. Today we have a very exciting show for you. We are discussing relationships, and Kevin Samuels had another very interesting interview with a young lady who hates when the roles are reversed. It's my first time seeing it, so we're going to jump right into it.
Evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. What do you got for me?
I just have a question. I'm newly single, and
Uh-huh.
one of my girlfriends, she actually sent me this live. So she was like, you should check in and see what he has to say for you.
Okay.
But, I've seen a few of your postings and things, and
Okay.
I consider myself a professional. I'm in social work. I'm going for my master's and going to get licensed and things. But
Okay.
I'm open to dating people who don't have degrees, and I think I'm a pretty good communicator. But my question is that I think I'm just having a lot of issues finding someone in COVID. Going out on dates is a hard thing, and also kind of meeting people.
Were you married?
No, I wasn't married, but was in a long-term relationship.
Okay. And
Yeah,
how long was that?
4 years.
And when did it end?
Back in the summer, so I would say of August.
Okay. And it's difficult for what?
Just to meet men who are serious, that really aren't just trying to, have sex for one initially, and just because my thing is about being friends first and building friendships, seeing, how comfortable they are.
How old are you?
How old am I? Oh, 29.
So you threw that not having sex part in. Why did that come up?
Because it's just something I'm not there yet, I guess. And I don't even want to say I'm not there. I'm just not there.
What do you mean?
Today. Maybe if you meet somebody that you're comfortable with initially, and then boom, things happen. But that's not I guess it's not a focus.
Okay.
Right now.
Well, men want to have sex.
Well, definitely initially.
So
At
what does that mean? I mean, I key on things like that. What do you mean? How long would you wait? How long should you have to wait?
I don't think there should be a time frame on it. But
In today's conversation, you're going to have to ask.
Okay. So
You're asking for help, so I'm going to need some information.
Oh, well, go ahead. Ask away.
I've already asked information. How long?
I don't have a time frame.
Okay, I'm asking again. How long?
When I'm ready.
How long?
I mean, that can be any time. It could be when you meet somebody initially.
Yeah, but about how long?
So you say how long is...
Yeah, how long? You start dating somebody. How long before you have sex?
I guess to just throw it out there, I don't know.
How long?
That's my question. I don't know. I mean, that's my answer. I don't know.
How long?
Okay.
See, you want men to just go ahead and take their time and just go indeterminate, and you're not even willing to put a possible time frame on it.
Oh, so we need a time frame, you think?
Well, no, we need a cooperative woman.
Oh.
We need a woman that understands what men want and understands that, yes, this is going to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've asked you the question how many times, so what do you want me to tell you? If you're not willing to answer the question, it's not a trick to it. You're a grown woman.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I'm still learning about different personalities. So.
It's not different personalities. It's a lot of you ladies tend to want men to do all the work.
Mm-hmm.
You want somebody to go through the trouble and get to know you and peel back the onion and talk to you. And sorry, man, no. I asked you a simple question. You're not willing to even answer it. Why?
So I don't know isn't an answer.
No, it's not. You're not 19. You're almost 30.
Yeah.
Not a little girl. You're a woman.
Definitely.
So it's not a trick question. It's not like sex is like taboo. And I'm asking you, you meet somebody you like and you date them, how long approximately before you have sex? And you say, well, whenever. Mm-hmm. Then don't be upset if nobody wants to date you.
Okay.
Your fault.
Well, I mean, I'm not upset, but thank you. I appreciate your feedback. Yeah. Thanks. Any other pointers that you have outside of sex?
Sex wasn't the only pointer, but if you're not willing to answer what's important to men, men are not going to be willing to date you.
Mm. Got it.
See, what I'm showing you folks is women, you want an unfair exchange.
Mhm. All right. I mean, that's a different perspective of things and a good way to look at it, I guess.
Well, how about this? How about this? Let me give you a different perspective.
Okay.
How about this? Let's do it your way.
Mm-hmm.
And just whenever the mood's right, okay?
Yeah.
So here's how you do this. You pay for all the dates.
Okay.
You do all the driving. You do all the planning. You're in charge until all that. And then after you decide you want to have sex, then he can step in and start paying for the dates and driving and everything else. But until then, it's all on you to do all the all the courting, all the follow-up, all that other stuff. Would you be willing to date if men like that?
It would depend because, well, to give you a straightforward answer, then no. If you look at it from that perspective.
Yeah, of course. Because
there you have it. He hit her with the key question. Would you be willing to date if you had to carry the burden of paying for the dates, planning for the dates, chasing, essentially earning this person's time and affection? And she outright said no. But in her mind, she thinks it makes sense for a man to continuously take her out, hang out, with no expectation of getting any affection from her. Now, I think this is such an interesting dynamic because you find a lot of older women kind of acting like this. They act almost as if they're virgins. And it's like, no, miss, like you've been outside before and you're grown, and this is not a man like waiting to court you because you ain't been touched yet. So generally speaking, you have to understand if a man's investing, it's because he wants to find a person that fulfills all his needs, i.e. his sensual, sexual, and intimate needs, not just the need for companionship, not just the need for partnership, but he also wants someone to be intimate with so that he doesn't have to go around chasing everything. And if you're making your man jump through hoops to get one of the most basic needs, why should any man decide that he's going to stick around to that? I think that's the point Kevin's raising. It's a very valid point.
You would not want to just be stuck on a hook, dating with no idea of where this is going, whether or not you're going to get something that you wanted, and have to put all that effort in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just one man. I'm talking about all men. If all men got together and sent your picture out across the world, everybody knew no one goes out with her. She has to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you not do that though? Why not? I mean, you're still trying to get to know a guy, right? I mean,
exactly. I mean, but I mean, that's also considering if that's the things that I'm doing, if I'm allowing that person to pay for everything and to do that.
No. In this world, because I've asked you the question just about generally how long, and you didn't like that. So I'm like, let me switch it to something you can understand. You don't have to have sex, but as long as it's not on the table, you're responsible for paying for all the dates.
Yes.
Arranging all the dates.
You would
all the dates. You're in the man's position.
Yes.
And would you be willing to date men if you had to do that?
I mean, then no, I wouldn't be willing.
Exactly. So don't expect men to date you.
Okay. But okay. I see you. I got you. I understand things from that perspective.
You see what I mean? Some of you ladies who are thinking, ladies, you see what? Listen, ladies, you see what I mean? Thinking you're just trying to get her that. No. Ladies, understand. You want men to do our part, but you don't even want to even broach, possibly even. I just asked a general time frame. I didn't say ironclad. She wouldn't even want to say 3 months, 6 months, 30 days. Yeah. It was just whatever. But then flip it. You're not willing to just do an open-ended financial responsibility coming out of your pocket.
Well, I guess for me, again, and this can be for anyone, because I get your angle. Again, I'm respecting. But
it's pretty straightforward.
I'm just gonna say one last thing, and I'm gonna let somebody get a chance. But I guess in this world, especially, for me, everybody has a different perspective. Everybody comes from different walks of life. Okay. For personally, I won't let somebody do that much for me unless I'm coming halfway. And that's just me. Everybody's not comfortable with that. And I feel like I hold up my end of the
See, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something.
Okay, go ahead.
You wanting to come and pay halfway don't mean nothing to us, because our time is more important than your half the money.
Okay. That's honest.
So this whole, well, you know, I'm not that kind of woman. Shit, I'm gonna pay my half. Y'all offer to pay half like this is something.
Like that's something that
like there's some shit. We don't give a damn about half. We don't care about, because what y'all pay half on ain't nothing. Pay half on the goddamn mortgage, the car notes, and everything else. Pay half all the way through life. Then we talk.
Yeah.
But until then, we talk about half on some dates.
Half on some dates.
But you know what? I don't want to go on a date where you paying half and I'm paying half, where the end is gonna end up in a hug. I'd rather pay 100% and get laid. Get off my phone.
I hear you.
You hear me? That's why your ass gonna win. Go ahead. I'm serious, ladies. They're like, oh, you're so harsh. Men are not playing these stupid games anymore.
That's a fact. Kevin Samuel said it best. It's true. It is a little bit of a game that women do play with men, because there are certain men that they're willing to, you know, be intimate with. And for the man that they're willing to be intimate with, you know, they're not making those men jump through hoops. And if you're in a situation as a man and you're dealing with women who, you know, aren't quite sure how long it's going to take for you guys to hook up, that it's probably evident that she's not that into you. There is something physically that she's not yet convinced herself that she wants to take it there. And she wants to continue to have you continue to chase her with the hopes that she'll eventually see you in that way. But really and truly, it doesn't take women that long, bro, to figure out whether or not they're feeling you. If a woman is feeling you, they say a woman knows within the first 7 seconds what she wants to do with a man. She looks at him, she can think, this is a man that I would bust it wide open for, or this is a man that I would take home to meet my parents. I see a lot in this person. If a woman 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months into dating you can't quite figure out if she wants to be intimate with you, and she's in like her late 30s, late 40s, she's not a virgin, she's not saving herself for anything of that sort, let's be honest, bro. Like, she just doesn't feel it for you. There's something about you that's not tickling her fancy that way. And it's a harsh truth, but it's a truth that a lot of men have to realize. Like, you know, sometimes you got to understand that her hesitation is sometimes an indication that there isn't a real physical, sexual chemistry between the two of you. So be wise in terms of how you move. Don't keep trying to earn or pay for a woman's love. The more and more dates you take her on isn't somehow going to make her all of a sudden wake up and say, now I want to sleep with him. No, that's not determined by dates. You know what I'm saying? At some point, a few dates in, she should have a general sense of who you are, what you like. If you're her type, you got to know, like, hey, am I your type? Am I not your type? And just kind of get to the bottom of it, you know? But a lot of women are playing these games where they're sort of dangling the carrot, and guys are, you know, hopeful that someday she'll see the value in wanting to connect that way. And if she has to work her way into that, she's not that into you. And it's a harsh reality, but it's the truth. So play the game. I mean, if you out with a girl a couple times and you're not sensing no vibes, dead the situation. It's not going nowhere. But, you know, you spending all this time chasing a lady that really doesn't see you like that is another thing. Now, there are some women that are serious, and maybe they have some religious reasons as to why they're choosing to practice, you know, to be celibate or whatnot. But sometimes you just got to assess it. Even that is something you got to look under the hood for, because a woman will say she's not ready for that type of connection and all that stuff. But I promise you, if you were sort of right build, the right size, and had the right personality, could make her laugh a certain way, and knew just what to say in the right moments, you're getting it, right? And that's the key. I mean, that's where the whole sort of courtship dance takes place. It's for a man, you got to determine how do you stimulate this woman in a way that makes her want to open herself up to you completely. And as a woman, they got to understand, how do I stimulate this man in a way that makes him want to keep me around forever? See, there's a different game, because for most men, they are leading off with, I want to be fruitful and multiply. I want to mate. But for most women, they're trying to figure out, how do I get security out of this situation? How do I get, some sort of commitment from you, right? And that dance takes place where, depending on who's got the better hand, whoever's got the leverage, will determine how things play out. And sometimes when you find a proper balance between that woman meeting your needs and really appealing to the greater good in you, then obviously you're going to want to stick around. But if you're a man and you're already having a hard time getting her to meet your needs, it may be even harder once she's your wife, or the longer you prolong the relationship. So I just tell guys to just be mindful. And at the same time, I tell women to be mindful as well. Now, some women are worth the wait. You got to determine that, though. There's very few and far in between that are. And there are other women that's playing games. They're not. They're very transactional. You got to pay attention to that too. So, you weigh the good and the bad, but you also got to keep your eyes open, because a person will use you for as long as they think you're foolish enough to fall for their antics. And sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. Don't lie to yourself. If the situation appears as if there's no real sexual chemistry between you and this lady, or she's always got an excuse as to why she's hesitant to be, committed to you, she's likely not committed to you. Kevin Samuels did an excellent job by putting this young lady on the spot and asking her, how long do you think is a reasonable time for a man to expect, after dating you for some time, to be intimate with you? And she refused to put a date on it. And she kind of danced around it. What does she think is reasonable? He wasn't trying to pin her to an exact date. He was simply trying to say, well, how long do you typically, on average, wait before you decide to be intimate with somebody that you've been dating? She should have some sort of historical reference to revert to give some sort of timeline, so that he can then advise. So any man who may have interest in dating a woman like this can say, okay, I wouldn't be opposed to waiting, a couple months before we took it there, because we want to establish some sort of rapport between the two of us. But for some of them, they're talking about, you got to wait until marriage. What? You're 40 something years old, miss. Like, what are we talking about? I got to wait till marriage? I don't know. For some of them, they talk like that. I mean, it's kind of like that. You got to pay attention, because there's all sorts of antics being pulled. But I think this show was very effective in terms of exposing that some women play these type of games, and you could tell she was well spoken. She wasn't rude or anything to Kevin, but you could tell this is a very headstrong woman who's got her own opinions, and who's probably, going to give whoever it is she's dealing with a piece of her mind, and she's going to push back. I got the sense of maybe a little passive aggressive, where she was very reluctant to hone in on an answer. And you could tell Kevin was kind of getting annoyed, because he repeated himself more and more. And the more he did, the more she evaded the question. So it already shows you that she wasn't really trying to communicate as much. And so that probably led to, Kevin losing his patience with her, because he already sees that the writing's on the wall with this one. That's my take on this particular episode, I thank you guys for joining me. If you're not already a subscribed member, I ask that you like and subscribe. I know there's a lot of people that tune in and watch, but probably about half of you guys, if that, subscribe. So I definitely encourage you to subscribe. It will certainly help the channel out and present me an opportunity to continue to make more and more content for you guys. But I also ask that you weigh in, share your opinion. Did I miss it? Am I on par with what I'm saying? Does it make sense to you, or do you disagree? All right. That's it for me, guys. Have a good night. Until we speak again, God bless.